Speaking about this week, talk about excitement, big challenge. How do you help particularly younger players kind of balance all of those things mentally, trying to stay kind of even keeled?
You don't. I don't want them to be even keeled. I want them to be excited. I think that's one of the craziest things when it comes to sports that people talk about. I can remember when we beat Baylor in 13 in the Sweet 16, and I go to the media day the next day, and they're like, how are you going to bring your kids back down? I'm like, why in the hell would I want to bring them back down? They think they're unbelievable right now. They think we could beat an NBA team. So I think you want them to be excited. They came here to play in games like this. It's something that they wanted to do. We've played UCLA on a neutral site at Kentucky. We played really good teams. So I want them to be excited. I want them to use this as energy. And it should be a great crowd tomorrow and what should be a really, really good basketball game.
I guess going off of that, Jeff, with the performances that particularly Taj and Amari have had, how much confidence do you have in them in being able to go out and perform in games of those calibers?
Oh, yeah. I've got confidence in all of them. I mean, they've all shown me it one game or another, but for someone like Taj, the consistency that she's played with, Amari has shown that consistency at the offensive end of the floor. Mac has been getting better and adjusting to the quickness of the college game. So I'm excited to see how she continues to progress for us. Azella played really well at Colorado, and as I said in my post game radio, she had 3 really good days of practice before that. It's not an accident. Isla, they're all showing me glimpses of, what we can be from our freshmen. And now I'm just adding and asking more from our returners, Olivia, from Jada now that she's back on the floor, Jalea, Riss. Those are the ones, the upperclassmen that I really need to see consistency come from. And if we can get that from them, you're going to have from freshmen a game here or there that might not be their best. But if I can get my upperclassmen to play like I know they can and they have in the past, I like where this team can go.
You look back at those USF and Colorado games, how tight they got. The way that you guys responded to adversity in that is great, and you throw on top of the fact that you have as many freshmen as you do. How much of it is a blend of, I guess, they're freshmen, they don't know better to feel pressure in those situations just yet, and they're already ready for those kind of high-pressure situations when things get tight towards the stretch?
No, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, they feel the pressure. There's no question about it. Because throughout our games, we've missed some free throws and great opportunities to score in transition. And part of that's because of the pressure of the game. So there's no doubt that they feel it. But again, that's why they wanted to come here. We're playing a very, very competitive non-conference schedule. I don't think anyone can deny that. So they're going to be in games where we're playing against some pretty darn talented players. And then it gives them a chance to see where they stack up individually as well as us as a team. But that's what makes it fun. So I'm excited for tomorrow. The exciting part for me is I've tried to explain to them, if I don't have to worry about coaching effort and then to get us to be able to focus at the defensive end of the floor, then it allows me to have the opportunity to coach during the game, which is what I enjoy doing. That's the fun part of it. Being able to call timeout and draw something up and, make a change on a defensive assignment. And when I know that we can go out there and execute it, then that's where it allows me to do what I enjoy to do, and that's make changes during games and make adjustments.
Jeff, Taj got recognized by the ACC, and you talking about her consistency, just what as a freshman this early has she shown you to be able to say, okay, night in, night out, you kind of know what to expect from me?
Yeah, for Taj, I really think right now that the game is slowed down for her. When she came in as a freshman, from day one, it hasn't been going at 90 miles an hour. It's been gradually moving at a slower pace, which is what you want as a player. You don't want it to look like everything's flying around. You can't distinguish, is the help coming from this side, it coming from that side. She's done a really good job of being able to see the game. And for some freshmen, it just takes a little longer than others, but she's doing a wonderful job of it right now. Just at the end of the first quarter in the Colorado game, when we went 1-4 flat and they ran a second defender at her and she makes the pass to Azella, that's the exact pass you're supposed to make. Not every kid as a freshman can see that because they're so dialed in on, hey, this is my opportunity to go 1-4 flat and score. So for her, I think because of how she's processing the game, it's been easy for her, and that's why she's been able to have the success that she's had, because she's extremely skilled. She can shoot the ball, she can handle it, and she defends well. So if she can continue to do those things and improve, it won't surprise me if she continues to get more of those accolades.
Just going off of that, when you recruited her, did you see her having this quick of an acclimation to the college game?
Well, you hope they do. All of them, when we recruited them, I thought were extremely talented. But at the same time, I also know as a head coach for 18 years now, for some of them, it just comes a little bit slower. And that's okay. You're just getting adjusted to the strength and the pace of the college game. The biggest challenge you have is trying to make everybody else on that team understand, hey, everybody's journey is different. If it's just taking you a little bit longer, it's okay. So don't get frustrated. Just continue to put one foot in front of the other and put the work in. And it will eventually take care of itself. And I think they're all doing a really good job of that. I was really proud of Issa in our game at Colorado. She played 27 minutes and was really consistent and solid. But like I kept telling her, she had 3 really good days of practice. Games are not the time for me to experiment. If you don't practice well, the odds of you seeing a bunch of minutes in the game probably aren't very good, because I've got to know that you're prepared for this game. And she did a great job of coming to practice for 3 straight days and putting solid practices together that gave me the confidence to put her out there, and then she played well.
Jenny's always put out a pretty consistent product over at OU.
Very good.
Top 5 in scoring so far this year. What are some things that initially stand out to you about them and about the program she's built, especially year 1 now with them in the SEC?
Yeah, no, she's always done a really nice job. She did a great job at Drake. I mean, it's not like the first time that she's had the opportunity to be a head coach, and she's always had really good teams that could score the basketball. They played a very fast pace. If you go back and look at the metrics, they're shooting it within the first 10, 15 seconds of the shot clock. They're looking and they want to play at a fast pace. So we're going to have to do a really good job of making sure that, we're getting back in defensive transition. We've got to get somebody in front of them. We have to do a really nice job of trying to keep the ball on one side of the floor. If you let them spray the basketball from one side to the other and, really attack you from all angles, they're difficult to guard. So, we know we have our hands full, but excited about the opportunity.
Jeff, you kind of – oh, sorry, Alexis, go ahead.
No, so you have some familiarity, obviously, with one of the guards there with Peyton. I mean, how much do you kind of, use prior knowledge to kind of game plan for her?
Well, she's a senior now. She's played for 4 years now. She's got a lot of experience. She's doing a great job. I'm happy for her. I mean, you don't ever – she played in the Final Four here, had a opportunity to do something that players dream to do, and then wanted to change, and it's been good for her. So we know that Peyton likes to score the basketball, so you've got to make sure that you're there on the catch, trying to make it as difficult as you can. She's really done a nice job of passing the ball now. That's one part of her game that I think has really grown and gotten better. She's got 37 assists, only 14 turnovers. So she is doing a great job with that. She still rebounds the ball well, which she did here her freshman year. So it's really going to be, a fun game. Beers is the one that's really changed their dynamic of now having a 6'5" post player that has a low post presence, but she has stepped out and she's 2 of 4 from 3, so it's not like you can't guard her at all. She passes the ball well, but when she gets it in that low block, she's hard to guard. So she's really added a dimension to that team that they haven't had in the past with a true low post player. I appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask about Chelsea Hall, obviously having her back. What's that like? And having her, obviously, also compete in the Final Four. What's that like having her experience here now as a GA?
Oh, Chelsea's been great. She's really been an asset to our program of being able to talk with our guards, being able to share her experiences while she was here, the Final Four run that we made, and then her professional experience as well. We have a lot of players that have aspirations of playing after college. And for some of them, it's finding out what it really takes. It's a lot of work. It's a job. It's a full-time job. And I think, a lot of them when they come into college say, hey, I want to play professionally. I want to play after this. And then sometimes you start realizing what goes into it. It's like, maybe that's not what I really want. So she's been able to really sit them down and say, hey, if this is what you want, this is the amount of work you have to put into this. And it's been really, really good. And I've just enjoyed having her around again. We try to take care of our own. It's the one thing that I think, I take a lot of pride in here. Casa, was here with me for 6 years. Josie came back last year to be a GA. She's now at Utah State as their director of ops. Casa is down at Marshall as an assistant coach. So we've been very fortunate. The ones that have decided to come back and have aspirations of coaching or getting into the ops part of the game, we've been able to help them move on and reach their goals. So, if Chelsea wants to coach one day or get in ops, if she continues to work hard and do what she's doing here, I like her chances. Yeah, we always stay in touch with them, and she was somebody that was wanting to get back into the coaching side of things, the ops side of things. And when Koss and Josie both found jobs, it was like, hey, okay, I've got a spot open. And we always try to, look within first. Anyone that's been a part of our program graduate if that's what they want. And she wanted to come back to school too. So she's also taking classes.
Forgot one. You mentioned the kind of more consistency from the returning players. Do you see that more offensive, defensive end of the floor, mix of both? Where do you see it?
Well, I think a mix of both. They've all played well at different times. Like I'm challenging them is like, hey, I need solid games from all of you on the same night. And it might not be scoring 20, but I need you guys to lead at the defensive end. I need you to talk and be the one that's vocal. If you're not scoring the ball, that's fine, but what else can you do while you're out there? So those are things that I've been trying to meet with them and talk to them about to make sure they understand the impact that they can have on the floor. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Trying to stay warm out there.